friends, what is going on? My name is Dr. Heather Carden, and you are here on Ask Dr. Heather. I am coming to you live from my home here in Overland Park, Kansas, which is right here on the Kansas City side, not the Missouri side. I had some people saying, are you in Missouri or Kansas? Overland Park, Kansas. I am the co-owner of Carden Center for Wellness. I practice alongside my husband. As you're joining me, let me know where you're joining me from. I kind of titled this like, let's go. I had the opportunity to talk with some patients today. I also went to physical therapy today. I had a big fall last week in my home, and so I had the whole lineup this year of what I was going to do on my Facebook Lives. I made a commitment, and you know what? I don't feel super hot today. Like I said, I fell in the middle of my foyer on some hard tile last week. Thought I broke something, but praise the Lord I didn't. I thought it would be really easy not to go live today. Nobody knew I made a list. Nobody knew what my goals were. Nobody knew what what I had set. It would be super easy not to go on here live, but you know what? I wouldn't be doing it fair to myself because then I wouldn't be keeping my goals that I set. It wouldn't be fair to you. I read something just a few minutes ago that said the average person actually forgets their goals that they set for the new year by the 5th or 6th of January. I don't want to be that person. So my hair is not perfect, but that's okay. You guys don't care. My dog is roaming around. She's pulling off ornaments off the tree. That's okay. You guys don't know, but love to know where you're coming from. So Carrie said she's joining us from Florida. So Carrie, tell me, is that on the Gulf side or is that on the Atlantic side of Florida? My son lives in West Palm Beach, so I know that's on the Atlantic side, and Dave's joining us from Shreveport, Louisiana. But I want to let you know, that there's really no excuse. Like, I could have used all the excuses. Like I said, you guys didn't know I was going to go live. My hair is not good. I didn't really, anyway, you can have lots of excuses or reasons if you want to call it that, why not to go live. But I felt it was super important. Like, I had somebody to say, well, really can't exercise because, well, I don't have time, or I don't have money for the gym, or it doesn't really work my schedule. So I said, what do you do at night? She's like, well, basically nothing. I usually do crossword puzzles. I'm like, okay, do this. Every time there's a commercial on TV, because she said she watches a couple hours of TV every night. Every time it's a commercial, I want you to just jog in place in your chair that you're sitting on. Or, because you wrote these down, every other commercial, do some arm weights. Don't do them overhead because she has a bad neck. Or every time it's commercial, go up and down the stairs, or put your pencil in the middle of the floor and just jump over it. Or every time it's commercial, just run around your kitchen table or your chair. There's always a way out of it. You don't have to have a gym membership. You don't have to go buy fancy gym equipment. We know that 80% of your overall health really is your diet, and then 20% is exercise. But you've got to get exercising because it turns on happy endorphins, makes you feel better, it gets you sweating, it gets you moving, it actually takes away cravings. It helps turn off that thing in your stomach that makes growling noises. It makes you feel proud of yourself. You can write it down in some app that you did something. It makes your steps on your watch get moving. So if that's your problem, that I just can't get moving, I just gave you about 15 exercises you can do, right? Or you can just, during a commercial, stand up and push up against the wall and lean up a little bit like you're doing a wall push-up. Hold it during the whole push-up. Or you can just pick up your knees and bear hug your knees during the whole entire commercial. So I know that when my kids were little, my rule was if the TV was on, I was on an exercise ball, a stationary bike, I was doing sit-ups. So make some mark for yourself, whatever it may be. So that's the exercise component. If it's the eating component, we know the average person consumes all their daily allowance calories by 6 p.m. So I would say for the whole month of January, I know there's a dry January going out where people say, I'm not going to have any alcohol the month of January. You could say, I'm not going to have any bread or pasta the whole month of January. I'm not going to have any soda the whole month of January. Or I'm not going to eat anything after 6 p.m. if that works for your lifestyle. Now, if you work till 7, then maybe say, I'm not going to eat anything after 7 p.m. So you can make little simple changes that adds up to huge, big shifts, knowing that the average person consumes all the calories they need to maintain their current weight. So if you weigh 320 pounds, by 6 p.m., you're consuming enough calories to maintain 60 pounds. So say, I'm not going to eat past 6 p.m. the whole entire month of January. Amazing things can happen. But if you're a person who's super all in and said, you know what, I'm going to make the big change. I'm going to I'm going to lose 10 pounds because we know that about 80% of us are overweight. So to make little shifts to big change. So I'm going to make the assumption that if you're watching, you'll have a few pounds to lose. You need to get some weight off. You want to start feeling better. And we know that when you cut off the sugar, because sugar doesn't do happy things to your brain, it actually hijacks your brain to make bad thoughts, that if you can cut out the sugar, start feeling better, do a little bit of movement just on commercial breaks, that you're going to have a big win by February 1st. But I do want to let you know that I looked at my numbers, we did over 1,000 people, doesn't sound like much, 1,000 people, over 1,000 people did our 10-day keto kickstart last year, and we do it twice a month. So it starts on the 10th. I think David can correct me because I invited him to do it again with us this month. So I actually have some pieces of paper that dropped to the floor. So I'm a very visual person, but I don't want to show pictures of people's tummies or thighs or legs, but you can go right down to the albums down below. And I have an album. I have 2 albums of over 80 pictures of people showing us before and after of the 10-day keto kickstart that we do. It's a 10-day challenge. We give you a daily hack. We go live that's less than 2 or 3 minutes. So you can listen to it in the car. You can listen to it while you're brushing your teeth, listen to it while, again, you're driving home or something like that, while you're washing dishes. Super easy. But we take you step by step and give you a 2 or 3 minute hack, which is just something to kind of break up your day to help get you through to make those changes last for a really long time. So we'd love to have you join us this January. Again, we're getting ready to kick that off on the 10th of January. You still have time. We do like to use an amazing biotechnology product that actually helps your brain not get hijacked, helps your brain stay healthy. It helps you stop the drive-through addiction. It helps you give you amazing energy to get off the couch and do those little things we talked about during commercials or whatever it is that your brain gets hijacked and can't stop watching, and it helps you get up and get going. But these are just some things. I actually printed off about 25 pieces of paper because I take and just whatever people email to me, I just take and put on paper and copy, because I think words are so powerful. When people say, I'm down 7 pounds, woke up hungry this morning and forgot that I was even on diet eating plan. We don't call it a diet, we call it a lifestyle. Someone else said, I woke up and I was actually craving sausage and scrambled eggs and felt stuffed after 2 eggs and just a tablespoon of sausage. Down 4 pounds, did this to feel happier, but I feel amazing and happy. So down 4 pounds in 10 days is absolutely amazing. Again, people use the word amazing. I'm reading what you typed. Feel amazing, feel great. Can't believe I got through the whole thing. It was much easier than I ever thought. Surprised that I was not even hungry. I ate half the food that I usually eat. I feel like I could keep on going for days and days, not just a couple more days, but for months and months, and could live this way forever. This is my 4th time doing the 10-day. It was actually different this time. I learned much more about myself. I learned how my relationship with food is. I know what to do now, being the 4th time that I just keep doing the 10-day over and over. And that's exactly right. Repetition. Think how many times a quarterback throws a football to get it right. How many times they do it wrong. Or how many times my youngest son plays the violin. How many times he has to hold the bow or play the violin. Or if you have a little kiddo in kindergarten, how many times they make the letter A to get it right. That's the amazing thing about learning to eat right. Or maybe you have to measure your water out to say, am I really getting the water in? And I met with a patient the other day. I said, how much water are you really getting? Because your blood work shows that you're dehydrated. She's like, well, I know I'm getting enough. And I said, how do you know? Are you measuring? No, I'm just for sure. I always have water in my hand. Well, are you drinking it or are you just doing it? So it's the same thing. Sometimes you have to measure. And just like Anne-Marie said, like do the squat challenge. Don't assume you're doing enough. Sometimes you actually have to measure it out. So if you're just joining us, let us know where you're joining us from. We're just talking about sometimes we make assumptions. Sometimes we don't know if we're ready to go. So I did title this Let's Go because my husband went into the office on Sunday, and he's like, the mailbox is full, like everyone's ready to go. They're ready to make changes, which is a great thing because usually by January 5th or 6th or 7th, people have already forgotten their New Year's goals. People have just said, you know what? I can't do this. I've already given up. I already forgot to exercise. I already lost it and drove through and got a sugary drink, or already had a drink of alcohol, or already had a cigarette. I'm here to tell you that when you make little small things, not like I'm going to do 90 days, or maybe 10 days of something, or maybe 24 hours of something. I do a 24-hour fast each and every single week. I do ask you to check with your healthcare provider. It just resets. It resets as a sugar craving for me. It gives my body time to rest, digestion time to to rest, my mindset time to rest, because if you're eating food all day long, your nervous system is being over-aroused all day long. It gives me just time to rest and reset, my blood sugar to reset, my immune system to reset. So I do that one time a week. Generally, it's a lunch to a lunch, and I do it when the lunch, I break my fast, that it's going to be something I'm going to have all my kids around to eat with them. But I just want to let you know that we are getting ready to kick off a 10-day reset. So we'd love to have you join us for a 10-day challenge. It does require that you do buy product, and we have an amazing gift to give you if you choose to participate with us. We have a daily live that we join you with. We have meal and menu ideas for us. We also, again, have amazing gifts to give with you. But it's a great way just to get things reset, get your body reset, things to go. I'm picking up my paper again. And yes, I always talk fast. Thanks for asking. But what it does, it just frees up your metabolism. It really helps reset your metabolism, especially if you're in a cold environment. It helps you utilize that stored fat that you have. It really lets you launch your metabolism for the beginning of this year, launch that blood sugar. Maybe you had some extra helpings of some things over the holidays, and maybe you're still craving those things that really can affect our mood, but really gets you going. And if you know that every day at 7 p.m., you have to, Central Standard Time, you have to be accountable. You've got a coach saying, hey, check in with me, waiting for you. It's not your neighbor, it's not your friend, but it's a coach that says, we want to hear from you. We want to know how you're doing. That can make a difference between you going to the cupboard or you going to your phone or computer and saying, checking in, I had 7 out of 10 day, or I got all my water in today. And we talk about sleep hygiene and what the best way is to get your brain to sleep, because sleep is a secret weapon to overall health. We also really give you serving size, and we go back and teaching you what a healthy serving size is and how many vegetables you should have a day, and eating whole real food. Prepared packaged food can be very, very, very misleading. Somebody brought in some packages to me that were supposed to be keto meals, and they had like 42 grams of carbs. That's more carbs than some people have in 2 days. So we really help you go back to eating the old school, or going back to the basics of eating, having some protein, having a couple servings of vegetables, having some healthy plant fats. So we're really excited to have you join us. And maybe this isn't the right time, maybe next month's the right time, but again, when's the right time? When we walk in the office and it is full of messages, people say, now is the time, I'm ready to go, do you have some appointments tonight? And it was Sunday night. I would start tonight if I could. We are starting on the 10th. Send me a message, private message me, or write down a big 10 down below, 10, 10, 10, like you are ready to go, go, go. And I know some of you have already signed up and said you are ready to go. And if you're ready to go and you've already bought in your kit from us, the challenge kit, or you bought it from Dr. Jamie or Dr. Deb, and you know that you're ready to go, then we've already gotten information. We already add you into our group. We'll help you start cleaning out that refrigerator, just like you're putting your Christmas stuff away. We're going to help you clean that refrigerator away, get your mindset ready, get some goals set. And again, you can start doing those things during commercial breaks. You can start already setting those parameters and stop eating at 6 o'clock or 6:30, whatever works for you. But hopefully these little hacks, like getting up and moving on the commercial breaks, or that's when a mom of 4 boys, commercial breaks is when I could go upstairs and change the laundry or make a bed or mop the floor or do little things like that. But you can get a lot of exercise in during that time, or a lot of movement in, but get a lot of things done. So if you've got some things that you'd love to share with me, I would love to hear it. Like Anne Marie said, do squats. Absolutely. I have a lot of people who work a daytime job at a desk, and I say, hey, set the timer on the hour, do 5 squats, or every time you get up to go to the copy machine, to go to the restroom, to go get your water filled, to go talk to somebody, answer a phone, answer the door, do 5 or 10 squats out of your chair every single time, or do desk push-ups every time you get up from your desk if you work a desk job. So you can always get extra movements in, always talk about, Kegling, doing those tummy exercises. Every time you're at a stoplight, you can do that, or every time you're sitting here, you can overhead presses. You can always get things moving. So I love that question. So I'll answer Jen's question, then I will let you go. So Brian Huff would love to join. Brian, I'd love to have you join us. I would say Brian or Byron. Byron, sorry about that, Brian. Byron, I would love to have you join us. So I'll message you when we're done. So I'm going to ask Jen's question. Jen said, what would the effect of keto have on a fatty liver? So again, check with your healthcare provider. But fatty liver, or non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD, is becoming very, very popular because of sugar. Sugar is causing the liver to be fatty, because sugar, like you think of butter, and if you're going to make a cookie, butter and sugar, when you mix it all together, it causes fatty deposits around the liver, because the liver is the filter for our body, or the trash can, so to speak. So when we start to talk about keto, when you eat healthy fats, then it actually doesn't use any insulin, and so therefore it's not going to help clog up the liver. The liver is going to actually work less, because when you're using fats, they actually work anywhere from 4 to 6 hours in our body. When we're using sugar or carbohydrates for fuel, or glucose for fuel, we're having to refuel every 30 to 45 minutes. So you're having to use a lot more fuel, a lot more quantity of fuel. It's making the liver work almost 3 to 4 times as hard. We know, and the studies show it, and you can actually go to Google and you can look up all the information on ketones and fats. But really, when you talk about clean keto, the way our body was designed to use, like with plant fats like avocado, chia, flax, MCT oil, clarified butter or ghee, olive, extra virgin olive oil. I'm not talking about bacon and pepperoni and the Atkins days and doing the high fat and eating pork rinds all the time. Nothing's wrong with pork rinds and nothing's wrong with bacon, but having it clean and having it at random times and making sure that your stomach is also working well and the hydrochloric acid is also pumping well out of your stomach, then that actually, so studies show, actually can help clear up the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or a fatty liver can actually be healed. I shouldn't say the word heal. You can actually reverse or actually help clean out the liver eating a clean keto diet. The high carbohydrate diet or the standard global diet actually is what's caused the fatty liver. Because you can ask anyone who has a fatty liver, what were you eating or what was your lifestyle prior to finding the fatty liver? It's generally the standard American diet or standard global diet, which was anywhere from 40 to 60 to 75% carbohydrates. Oatmeal and juice for breakfast, or toast and jam for breakfast, and some type of sandwich for lunch or pasta. Then dinner, some type of fried food with potatoes. It was not having eggs with some cheese, or eggs with maybe a piece of bacon for breakfast, and maybe they're having a nice big Cobb salad for lunch with some avocado or oil, or a big Greek salad, something like that. And dinner, having a nice steak or having some fish, and then having a soup with 2 or 3 steamed vegetables. They definitely weren't having that and ending up with fatty liver. So lots of great information on that. So thanks for asking that question. I could go into a long time, but I'll find some information, Jen, and I'll put down some peer-reviewed articles for you, and I'll paste them right below. But you're welcome to go to the NIH, National Institutes of Health, or you can go to lots of different third-party information. They'll be validating that information that we found the ketogenic diet does help reverse or eliminate some of the fat around the fatty liver disease, and doing fasting can also help, because autophagy will help clean out all that fat when your body is resting and not cycling through and digesting food. So great question. Thank you guys for joining me. And again, let me know where you're coming from. If you want to join our 10-day Keto Kickstart Challenge, we'd love to have you join us. Just message 10 down below or send me a private message. I'll be happy to get that to you. I'll also put my email up above, because that's generally, these little answer boxes are so small, and generally end up asking you for your email so I can send you an email, because that's the best way for me to get you that information. You guys have an amazing evening. Hopefully I gave you some tips to get you moving and keep you moving and going on your New Year's resolution, your goals for 2020. Again, you guys have an amazing day. Can't wait to hear from you in a few days and let me know that you're still on target for your New Year's goals. And maybe your goals are about being positive. Let me hear what your words that you've chosen for to be positive is about. My word for 2020 last year, it was unstoppable. It's still being unstoppable, but it's all about balance. Keeping the balance there, keep the positivity turned up, but keeping that balance. So you guys have a great day, and I'll be seeing you soon.